Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are domicile. You are welcome to this program. While you are joining us, kindly share the video, invite others to join. If you are watching from YouTube, click the subscription button. Don't forget to like the video for the algorithm to continue to do the sharing. If you are watching on Facebook at Judge Money Blog T/TV or Judge Money Blog, of course, Judge Money Blog, which is our main page, does no is no longer having distribution, so you can as well go and join us at Judge Money Blog /TV, or you join us at Judge Money Blog Official. You will still find us live there because Facebook decided to put our page on serious distribution restriction and other general restriction, reason best known to them. So I want you to share the video. While you are joining, invite other people to join. That's how we are going to do it better. And there are things that we need to talk about this morning, afternoon, evening, depending on where you are seeing us from. It is very important because if you look around you while you are watching this video, share it, like the video, follow the page. When you look around you, you will believe that the international body is doing something. When you look around you, you believe that this international body, the way they are responding to every other thing outside this continent, you know, of the West, is the same way they are responding to any other continent outside the West. But we are going to unpack that. And we are also going to talk about these infiltrators who are always issuing statements, and those statements they are issuing, if you are psychologically orientated, you will understand that those statements they are issuing is not just write up, it is actually sending a message to those who are holding our leader captive. So we are also going to unpack that one as well as what they are planning to say they are going to do, their so-called you know stealing from our people. They are going to be stealing from our people in the name of fundraising. We are going to actually bring it together for you to see how they will manipulate you, get you in that mode for them to actually have a successful stealing of your money. Now, I want those who are listening to me to understand that our problem is very huge. Our problem is very big, and you should not relent. The only way we are going to actually solve all these problems one after the other, it is only when you do not relent. It is only when you remain resolute. It is only when you are formidable. No look going back, regardless of how many enemies that are standing in front of you. As Mazen Namde Kanu said, we are going to stand in front of our enemies without any fear, and we are going to actually speak out things the way it is, no fear, no favor of any individual whatsoever. So that is the reason why you need that resoluteness. You need that, you need to be resilient in order to follow this struggle. Because what you are seeing happening, it is something that's supposed to happen. It is not things that are unusual in a struggle. In every struggle, there is always infiltrators, there is always faction. If you remember during the time of NSAS protest in Nigeria, you will understand that the reason why people like Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was advising people do not tell anybody that that they are the leader. It is because of these infiltrators. It is because of creating a faction. It is because when they know that this person is the leader, when they if they know that there is somebody who is a leader, they will use something that they lack the most, which is money, to actually make them to change their mind and now turn away from the ball or from the game. So that is what they continue to do. So you should not get moved by the activities of the autopilot today, because it is something that we supposed to be expecting. But I know that so many of you did not know it is going to turn out to be in this magnitude. But however, we will continue to do what we are doing. They are not, going to distract us. But I can assure you, there is a write-up that this Ekperima in Finland wrote, that he wrote about. Let me actually read the content of this write-up. Let me read it. The content, I will not be able to see it properly from the screen, so let me find where I will be able to see it in order to read it out for you. I want you to pay attention while I am reading it for you to understand. Like I said before, that the autopilot, like what I tweeted on my Twitter page today or yesterday, I don't know, I can't remember, but at Judge Money see, if you go there, you will see that this ordeal of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, so many people in the autopilot are those who has been hungry in this Western world, and they don't know how to navigate their hunger. They don't know how to navigate their poverty. They are looking for opportunity. Immediately that opportunity clicks in, and some of them, just like the one who say he is your spokesperson, he is living a lie. He's been living a lie. He's been duping people in the name of visa, visa application, and all these things. At the end of the day, what he presents to you is the format where he is going to use to captivate you to believe that he knows what he does. That is the reason why he takes pictures, he does this, he tell you he's a lawyer. In order to cover those lies up, there must be setups. So, and having seen all this setup, he need money to nourish them. He need money to continue to, put them up to date. Now he was running out of option. Now opportunity calls. After they sold Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, he found that opportunity, and that opportunity is exploiting the movement. That opportunity is misleading the movement. That opportunity, it is actually lying to you. While they are lying to you, getting their super chat, getting your gift, both from the politicians who place them there, both from the enemies of Biafra, of this struggle, who place them there, they are getting all these things. At the end of the day, it gives them that morale to continue what they are doing. They now turned it into a career. They have turned it into a career. And if you look at all the people who are following the infiltrators, all of them in that their, cabal, both outside their cabal, both people who does not even know what the struggle is all about, who does not know from the beginning of the struggle or know from even to this extent, they don't know anything. They have not tried to peep into the struggle to understand what the struggle, where it is going, where it is coming from, which modus operandi they use. They don't know. All they do is that they just make themselves available because their career is creating content on the media and getting paid by the through the calculations of the algorithm. That is exactly in where they see there is a problem. They now continue to promote it because it puts foods on their table. That is the reason why I tell you they are using this agitation as a career. Now, if you understand when this Simon Epa in Finland, who will come and tell you that these leadership are career agitators, now you will understand that the criminal will be the first person to call you criminal, just to make you not to focus or pay attention when they start bringing up their criminal tactics. That is the reason why they will move so swiftly to be the first person to make you appear criminal in the eyes of the public, because when they will start stealing from you, you will not pay attention to them. That is the reason why these people are career agitators. They are using this agitation as a career. If not the ordeal of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, you will find out that so many of them will be on the street today, because COVID-19 made so many of them to start. When people are seriously desperate, they do anything and everything in order to make sure that they achieve something that will sustain them. So these people, they do not have any sustainable job, any sustainable finance. The COVID-19, destroyed even the small one, the small means of their livelihood. There was no movement, so no visa applications anymore. There is nothing, no immigration application anymore, because people are standstill. Our lives were put on hold. That is the reason why you find them making this as a career. And when they succeeded in penetrating, actually infiltrating IPOB, they saw there is money in what they are doing, and they can never stop until you know what is. There is a saying that say, the adage, so they are waiting to go with the cops under this on the ground, 6 feet under the ground, rather. So that is exactly what they are waiting for, because this thing is benefiting them. It is a super beneficial approach that they have engaged in. So you don't expect them to make any move. Now, let me now clarify to you how these people will continue to actually steal from you. That thing that you saw on your screen with those pictures that they matched together. Let me read it out for you before we proceed, so that you will also begin to understand what is going on. You will begin to understand exactly what is going on. Hold on, pay attention. Now, let's read. It says, breaking news. If by November 30th, 2022, and the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, is not released, the flame of liberation will begin the next day, and I will no longer hold the liberation of Biafra Zionists with invited comers. We give the caliphate till 30th of November. Meanwhile, from the October 22, from the October 2022, the liberation of Biafra begins in low key, and from November 30th, the flame will be on. Before middle of 2023, we will see the green light of Biafra independence from the British enslavement. Soon we will release our program and action plan that is meant for the public, especially for Biafrans' homes, for Biafrans' home and abroad, rather, so they can be security conscious and plan their activities ahead of time. Nothing can stop this force that is coming to send the Biafra smoke person. Now, that is exactly what he wrote here. Are you seeing it? Now, it is not about writing that. The most important thing that I want to let these infiltrators, the autopilot criminals, I want to let you know that the date you are giving of November 30th, I want to disappoint you. I want to disappoint you. That is actually your wish. That is actually your request from this caliphate government, that they should hold Mazen Nnamdi Kanu from now until November 30th. That is your wish, so that you will make enough in order to continue to carry out your plan. That is the reason why, after writing this rubbish, the next thing you see these people. Now let me try to read the ones from these ones, what they wrote themselves. I want you to pay attention, because I'm trying to bring one or two together. I am trying to show you expose the plans and the narrative behind all these posters you see across social media. Let me do it, and while you listen, pay attention. Okay, now the write-up you see on top of this poster, where you see these people who call themselves Biafra National Guard, with a poster of a person with AK-47 and all that. Now, I want you to understand that these people, let me read first. Let me read it first before. Well, I was not, I didn't grab all of them, but I will read the top. Who talk say Biafra no go come, will not see next year. Buhari, you will die before end of this year. Tinubu, end of this year. Abakari, Abak, okay, end of this year. Abakari, I don't know what they're writing there, but at the end of the day, I don't see all that write up. But the ones we see, we work and we use that to actually do what we are doing. Now, you see what is going on here. They are now telling, they are now extending their threat, even though we say and we told you that Buhari you see in Asarok is not the one you voted in 2015. Now, they're now telling you that Buhari is going to die, to just confuse the narrative. Because when they are actually trying to do what, carry out their plan, their misleading approach, whenever they try to carry it out, you will find them start trying to destroy the initial narrative, which is the truth behind what we've been doing. Now, we've been telling you, and it is plain to see that the man in Asarok is no longer the one you voted in 2015. They are telling you now that the man will die next year. Now, this is as a result of not, they are not in line with what they are doing. They are just doing what this agendist handed them over as a script to continue to do. While they are at it, it becomes their career. Now, let us go also. You'll find those pictures that, let's look at those pictures. This is the people that he is using to brag. And I will bring to you exactly the reason why. Well, don't lose focus. Now, I want you to now pay attention to this. Pay very good attention to this. You see this one? After you see, when you begin to see all these write-ups, all this noise, all that, you will now know where it is taken. Come to actually build a background that you will think they are doing something, without you knowing that what they wish is that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu does not come out of DSS dungeon. so that they will continue to raise funds, share it amongst themselves. Of course, I have showed you the army they are talking about. They will continue to raise funds. So whenever you see them coming to tell you, unknown gunmen raise a crusade in this place, unknown gunmen do that, unknown gunmen do this. There is another poster I am trying to see here, which I am not actually finding it, where they say, okay, this is the one. Let me bring it in also. Let me try to bring it in so that we will now look at this one. Where they will tell you that this is what is written there. Breaking news. These things you find out that it comes one after the other. One after the other. Once you digest all this stupid news that they will bring to you, the next thing it will be fundraising. Unknown government has hosted unknown government host a heavy crusade in Zoo military police checkpoint in Obeago Amodu along Amechi Abani Road in Enugu South local government area. Enugu State, about 6 army and 2 police officers has been sent to judgment. Now, these are the things they will now be bringing to you. This is a motivation. Motivation. They will continue to motivate you. Now you will be wondering, how come ever since this saying, oh, non-government this or non-government that, or non-government does not appear in Ebonyi State, where Dave Umahi, who is the masterminder, mastermind of all these things that is happening. These are non-government that they keep promoting every day. They don't appear in Ebonyi State. They only appear in Enugu and Anambra. Enugu and Anambra. Now, after sending all these things to you, it is preparing you for you to give them your money so that they will go and share it amongst themselves. Now giving you that Biafra Zionist or whatever they may call it will proceed very soon. Why are they doing that? Because they don't want Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to come out. These are criminals whom there was placed there working for Wazurike, Asare Dokubo, Dave Umahi, among others. These are the people. Autopilot in general, they are working for these people that I called now. All their plans and activities is to make sure that they prolong your suffering, is to make sure that Biafra struggle is actually diverted into career. To make sure that Biafra struggle led by Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is taken away from him and make it a political game. That is the plan. If this Simon Ekpa could demand 1 billion naira from APC-led candidates during Anambra State election to boycott Anambra State election, if he could do so, do you think that he mean well for any of you? That is the reason why he keep telling you what you don't know is bigger than you. He demanded 1 billion naira from APC-led candidate during Anambra State election. You will understand it is the reason why they started telling you that Soludo is Anambra State planted Fulani, even before he went into the position. Are you getting the point? What you don't know is indeed bigger than you. You don't know these things. We have these data. And he cannot come to challenge these data. He cannot. He knows that I have his data. He knows that I know many things about him. He knows. That is the reason why you will never see him challenging anything I said about him. It is not possible. He knows that. He tried it during the time of, after my interview with Barrister Joffo. He tried it. That's where he said, no, I cannot challenge this guy. I have the tools. I have the data. So he must bring his best to challenge me. The most important thing is that you people, you don't want to follow where the truth is. You like to follow, the lies. And that is the reason why your problem, your suffering, your cry is being prolonged. Now, let me go back to what the first poster that I made, I read, which is this one, where he said if Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is not released by November 30th, I want you to know that he is trying to buy more time because he knows that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has won in the court. He is trying to buy more time. He is trying to send a message to his, sponsors. I need more time because he knows that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu can be released today. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu can be released today, tomorrow. You might wake up tomorrow and you hear, that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has been released. So that is the reason why he is telling them to extend it till November. That they should extend it to November 30th. And he continued to tell you. Remember, he tell you are going into liberation on the 15th of August. 15th of August, you are going to swing into full liberation. 15th of August came and gone. The only thing they did is attack on Ifanyoba. 15th of August came and gone. Now, another date is being given, 30th of November. The way they will continue to prolong and brainwash you. It's just like all these things, those fake dating, Facebook dating, all these dating people, online dating, when they will tell you they will, they love you, you will be expecting that something, every day they're changing the lies. You will continue to fall in love with them, giving them your money. At the end of the day, you will find out that everything that they are telling you, by then it's already too late. You have given them, maybe you have given them everything you have worked for in your life. That is exactly what is playing out kolo before you. Courtesy of Berima in Finland. 15th is come and gone. Now 30th. Now you will begin to understand. 30th, so that he will now give himself more time to raise fund. And between this 30th, it is now we are in September, October. Now, you have 1 full month, 2 full months plus a week to get more fund being raised, to get more people being fooled. Now, that is exactly as a result of it. They are continuing to send a message. Prolong this release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Remember, your enemy knows your movement. Your enemy knows when you are about to be free from their plans before you even be aware of it. Prolong it. But in this coming month, we are going to definitely hear a good news. Prolong it, these things that is about to happen. I am not done with my work. Please prolong it to 30th of November. Let me reach my target. That is exactly the message they are sending. After building up all these things, the next target, fundraising. If fundraising used to come every 2 months, the more they hear that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu coming out is at hand, they bring it every 1 month. The more they feel that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will come out anytime soon, they bring it every week. That is how it is. And if you have been following them, you will understand that each time before the fundraising comes up, that the things you are going to hear, non-government did this in Enugu, non-government did this in Anambra, non-government this, non-government that, then you will find these ones who they are using and telling you that they are Biafra army. You will be wondering, is it only 10 people that are Biafran army? Beacon. That is the same thing you will be wondering. Is it only 10 people that are Biafran army? They cannot unveil what they believe they have. Now you saw when new ESN that was in school, the boys in school, you people now will begin to understand the reason why I call them the boys in school. When the boys in school graduated, and now we showed you the boys in school, the ones that just graduated, and so many of them are still on the way to graduate. These boys in school that you just saw that passed out, it is, you saw them, you saw the work. But this one in the past 1 year, in the past 1 year plus many months, they've been giving you the same story. They've been giving you the same lies. They've been giving you the same setup. They've been giving you the same format, only to get your money. And that is exactly, you continue to do it. You continue to fall into their trap. Now ask them question. Why is the 15th, the full swing of Zionist of the liberation did not start? 15th of August. The only thing that we saw after 15th is attack on Ifeanyi. Why are you now prolonging it to November 30th? And now send, why is it that you are believing that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will be in there until November 30th? Wow, just ask him who is playing this music that he is dancing. A simple question you need to ask them. Now, as we continue to expose these people, we will not waver those who are the architect of our problem, which is exactly as a result of, when you are trying to save a child from a burning coal of fire, what the child continue to go there, they continue to go there. Now, the problem we have in common is no other person, is no other, thing than the British amalgamation, than the Western, policy, than the foreign policy. That is the problem. Me and you will have it in common. They will start kicking you out as I begin to change this topic. They will start kicking you out. If they kick you out, bring yourself back in. You will understand that these things are the problems that we have in common. Now, those who are fighting this enemy and make them their enemy and start distracting them, the activities of the autopilot. Now, let me now take you to those who are believing that these international bodies, that they are going to help in all these things that we find ourselves into. Let me now take you to show you that they are not going to help. They will only act as if that they want to help. Now I am going to show you that they are not there to help you. Rather, they are there to increase your problems. They are there to increase the problems. Now, wait for me to now bring it to you. Wait for me. Okay, now you will believe that these people are working. I would like to ask one question. Okay, now there is somebody that is right in front of your screen. There is something I want to show you here. There is something, knowledge I want us to derive from this video that is right in front of you. So share the video. That's the only way we can get the numbers, because the people we are up against, they will continue to suppress our numbers. They will continue to suppress the numbers, but we don't care. We give the message. We give the message because we know that this message will go very far. Now, I want you to see how they continue to manipulate the narrative. Just like you heard the United Nations calling for the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu without acting. I want to expose you to the way they actually do their things, the way they actually deal with your problem, with your challenges in Africa, or with the challenges you are facing as a Black African. Let us now go to very, very, intelligent young woman from Africa who actually asked questions. She threw a very, very important question to these international bodies. She actually manipulated them into getting you to pay very good attention to this. Now, let us go there. While we are at it, after that, I will now show you that the same people that was a trash, you don't get it. They are seeing us as nothing, nobody. They see us like less human. And this less human they are seeing us, who are those making it to look like it is the truth. Who are those people? And those are the people. Now,
welcome to Candid Africa. Truthful.
I would like to ask one question to the ministers. Which ones? All of the ministers. You have a question for all of them and you want them all to reply. To try and get to how we
You just need to give me a answer. Ah, that's a good one. Okay, go ahead. Thank you. Especially the ministers from the global north. Do you think that the people who are least responsible for the climate crisis?
You did not get the question. Let me put it back for you to understand that question. For you to understand it, let me put it back for you to understand that question. Because if you don't get this first question, you will not get the second one and you will not get the answer. Pay attention. No. Did somebody say there is no sound? Is it really no sound? Oh, the video is not showing. Okay, let me refresh quickly. Now let's bring the video back. I just refreshed. Let me bring the video back. Somebody say it does not have sound or it is not playing now. Now let's go.
Once. All the ministers. You have a question for all of them and you want them all to reply. They just I need to go home and get a change of clothes. They just need to give me a thumbs up. Ah, that's a good one. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Thank you. Especially the ministers from the global north.
Are we seeing the
Do
video?
you think
Yes.
that the people who are least responsible for the climate crisis and the ones who are suffering some of the worst impacts of this crisis deserve our help? Thumbs up. Need to go home and get a change of clothes. They just need to give me a thumbs up. Ah, that's a good one. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Thank you. Especially the ministers.
Okay, I believe the sound is coming out now. Now, thank you very much, Emmanuel Gomez. The sound you say is coming out clearly now. So let us now go to that question. I want you not to lose sight of this question so that you will get the next question. If you lose sight of this, wisdom in this question, you will not be able to get the next one. If you are not paying attention to this first question, you will not get the next one. So let us go there. Pay attention.
Need to go home and get a change of clothes. They just need to give me a thumbs up. Ah, that's a good one. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Thank you. Especially the ministers from the global north. Do you think that the people who are least responsible for the climate crisis and the ones who are suffering some of the worst impacts of this crisis deserve our help? Thumbs up. Higher up. So all of you believe that the people who are suffering right now deserve our help.
Did you hear the question she asked? Okay. Did you hear the question that she asked? Of course, you heard it. She asked them if you think, let's play it again because it is very, very sensitive. If you don't get it, you won't get the next one.
Why? They just need to go home and get a change of clothes. They just need to give me a thumbs up. Ah, that's a good one. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Thumbs up.
Especially the ministers from the global north. Do you think that the people who are least responsible for the climate crisis and the ones who are suffering some of the worst impacts of this crisis deserve our help? Thumbs up. Higher up.
I want you to see, do you think that the people who are suffering the worst impact of this crisis deserves our help? Now, you see the crisis that is going on in Nigeria. Boko Haram taking people from their homes. In Biafra land, people are being killed. Hope Uzodinma raising market, destroying your means of livelihood. Do you think in such things, asking these international bodies, do you think that they need our help? She said, thumbs up. All of them thumbs up. All of them did like this. Yes. Which means they accepted and agreed that these people needed help. Now let's find out the next question. If they indeed mean that thumbs up. Listen.
So all of you believe that the people who are suffering right now deserve our help. So I'll ask a second question. Will your countries commit to putting money and funding loss and damage for those countries at COP27? Now that's where the problem is. My first question.
Did you see? She now asked them for the solution. How are they, if they will come to a solution or come to an approach that will help these people that are suffering, with coming together, bringing money together to stop this suffering that is inflicted in them? He now asks them, are you going to do it? Thumbs up. Everywhere becomes so quiet. No hand was raised, but they believe that they needed your help. They claim this is about talking, talking, talking. Just like you go to United Nations, they talk, 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 talk. After talking, you go again next year, they talk, 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 talk. They tell you you are members of Security Council, but you are an artificial members of it. You are not the real member. You are just the number that they use to complete. They use you to complete numbers for the being their sake. That is what you are doing there. Now she asks, are you going to now bring out money in order to help these people? Thumbs up. Everywhere becomes so quiet. Let's now allow it to roll that you may understand it, since I have built the background. Listen.
All the ministers.
You have a question for all of them and you want them all to reply.
They
So I
just
need
need
to
to
go
give
home
me
and get
a
a change
thumbs
of
up.
clothes.
They just need to give me a thumbs up.
Ah, that's a good one. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you. Especially the ministers from the global north. Do you think that the people who are least responsible for the climate crisis and the ones who are suffering some of the worst impacts of this crisis deserve our help? Thumbs up. Higher up. So all of you believe that the people who are suffering right now deserve our help.
Yes.
So I'll ask a second question. Will your countries commit to putting money and funding loss and damage for those countries at COP27?
Everywhere become quiet.
Now that's where the problem is. My first question is like your statements. You're promising us. You're talking about what you're going to do. And my second question is about real action. Loss and damage is happening right now. We can't adapt to the loss of our cultures, the loss of our identities, the loss of our histories. We can't adapt to extinction or to starvation. We cannot adapt to loss and damage. So the first question equals to your statements, promises, pledges, sweet nothings. And the second question is about action. But everyone saw how the ministers were hesitant to say that their countries will commit to funding loss and damage at COP27 in Egypt. Thank you.
So let me just.
Did you hear that?
Did you like?
That is how it is. If they will continue, if they come up, they will say, you deserve this, you need your help, we are coming to help you. Just like the president of America will say that they will restructure the UN, all this, I don't know, they will restructure UN Security Council and all that according to the demand of African presidents, African leaders rather. Now, it is not about making the promises. What did he don't lose sight, because if you lose sight, you will not get it. Let me bring more people into the program. Now, it is not about, for real, making the promises. It is about doing the promises. That is the most important thing that is supposed to be talked about. Because just like I made a reference with regards to what the United Nations say, Nigeria release Nnamdi Kanu, and at the end of the day, you find out that the United Nations herself, they are complicit. This is the word of mouth. They will always, when it concerns Africa, they will use the word of mouth to actually act like they are helping you, just like the infiltrators you see in IPOB today. Now using the word of mouth every day, acting that as if they are helping you, acting as if they are taking you to your destination, acting as if they are in line with you, but making you to believe that they have some help in the boot for you. You are not realizing that all those things, it is all a lie. It is all a lie. They are not willing. They are not ready. They are just using that thing, that strategy to kill time. They are using that strategy to kill time. That is what they are doing. Somebody said on YouTube that the sound is very low. Is it the sound of the video or the sound of myself speaking? Please confirm. Chukudi. Yeah, you said that the sound of the video is very low. I want you to confirm, is it the sound of my voice or the sound of the video that I played? Please confirm to me quickly so that we proceed. So, as I am saying, they will now be using these delayed strategies. That is called delay strategies. Keep postponing that they are going to help. Keep saying every time they are going to help. They are going to assist. They are going to come in. But at the end of the you will see where we are. For those who say that they did not want you to make sense of it, I am not going to analyze it once again, but I am going to just play it for you to make sense of it. Before I bring to you the next video that will analyze what I am saying, that will analyze this analogy that I am using, I want you to pay attention to this one, because I am bringing another video which is going to probably be the last one before we call it a day.
For all of them, and you want them all to reply. If I need to go home and get a change of clothes.
They just need to give me a thumbs up.
Ah, that's a good one. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you. Especially the ministers from the global north. Do you think that higher up, so all of you.
So I'll ask the second question. Will your countries commit to putting money and funding loss and damage for those countries at COP27? Now that's where the problem is. My first question is like your statements. You're promising us. You're talking about what you're going to do. And my second question is about real action. Loss and damage is happening
So the first question equals to your statements, promises, pledges, sweet nothings. And the second question is about action. But everyone saw how the ministers were hesitant to say that their countries will commit to funding loss and damage at
Now, I don't know if you heard it this time. The voice might be very low. It is the quality of the video. The quality of the video that you will have. That is the reason why. The reason why you saw what I played this for you now to contextualize it with what we are doing, for you to understand when they are out there dishing out as if talking, as if they have something they are going to do for you. It is actually to bring you on a, to on a pause mode. They want to pause you for you to believe they are doing something. But little did you know that they ain't doing nothing. They are not doing anything. They just want to place you on a pause mode. That has been the activities of the international communities, activities of the United Nations when it comes up, when it talks about, or when it's about the issue that is actually concern Africa and people who are dying in Africa for the sake of few people who are actually promoting the agendas of these colonialists. When they speak, you will think that they're doing something. You wait for them to do something, you might as well wait all your life because they're not going to do anything. The most important thing now, the solution to all these problems, the solution that we are going to have, it is coming from me and you. It is going to come from me and you. If we cannot create that solution ourselves, we are not going anywhere. And how do we create that solution? By changing our mindset. The problem of a black man, the problem of Africa, it is a problem of self-hate. It is a problem of self-limitation. It is a problem of when you try to rise, another person will try to pull you down because they believe it is their right to rise. The same approach you are seeing happening with Berima in Finland, Simon Epa in Finland, who is trying to bring Mazen Nnamdi Kanu down constructively, believing that he's the one who is supposed to be leading the struggle. That is exactly the problem we have as a black people in Africa. If you think about the white folks, you will understand that they will go out of their way to make sure that they have a sustainable society. They will go out of their way to make sure that they have a sustainable growth. They will go out of their way to make sure that they have a sustainable economy. It does not matter if they come to places like Africa who does not understand what they have, the blessings that they have. It does not matter if they have to go and steal from you, as long as they make sure that their people are living fine. That is something I give it to them because they do everything to make sure that their people are fine. You Africans, you are running to them all the time, knowing that it is what you have that is giving them sustainable growth, giving them sustainable infrastructure, giving them sustainable economy. It is what you have that they have taken from you. Now you continue to go and beg for them to actually find a way to curb the menace of terrorist attack, the menace of all this economic meltdown. Those who are plunging your economy, you are begging them. And while they are plunging your economy, it is actually making their own to grow higher. You are going out there to beg them, to plead with them, to actually come and help you. How are they going to help you? Let's say you go to IMF, you are seen as a high-risk lender in the IMF because when you borrow, they will make sure that they do something that will not enable you to pay back. Now, when you take it, they will now plunge your economy the more so that you will not have money to pay back. So when you come back, your interest rate is high, collateral might be there. You will now, because you are all about that cash, you like paper. Everything you do is about paper. It is not about intelligence. If the solution of Africa lies in paper, you have the resources to convert into paper. But your leaders, the big stomach leaders, all they continue to do is that they're chasing after papers, day after day papers. They go to IMF, please give us paper. We want to actually have a good 2023 election. You borrow 11 billion on top of 100 billion plus. You borrow another one. Even though you are a high risk lender, your interest rate is skyrocketed because you are a high risk lender. And now, those people you are borrowing from does not want you to pay that money so that they will have a control of what you are having that you don't know the value of it. Now, you continue to go to them to seek for a solution that you will find yourself. God bless Africa. God bless you with everything you need in order to make your life worth living, in order to make your life good. Just like in Nigeria, God bless Biafrans with everything. Nigeria, Britain now saw it, that if we leave these people with these blessings, all these blessings, they will utilize it. Because these people are special people. These people are special people, even to God Almighty. These are the lost tribes. And for them, it will not take them long for them to realize whom they are. So before they will realize whom they are, let us continue to exploit them. Let's create this nation that will make them never to go back to whom they are. And that is when they bring us together with the Fulani. And they continue to advise you that your strength lies in your diversity. You know, it is like people who will come and tell you, they continue to advise you that your strength is in your diversity. How can strength be in your diversity when you are not, everybody is for themselves? Ethnicity is all about you and you alone. How can your strength be in your diversity? How can your strength be in your diversity when you are tribalistic? You are tribalistic, but they continue to tell you your strength is in your diversity. They will continue to quote things that is out of order in order to use it to actually bring you lower your zeal to gain your freedom. There is no strength in diversity. If your strength is in your diversity, why the first thing in your motto in Nigeria is peace and unity? Why is it peace and unity? Why do you keep praying for peace and unity? Why America is praying for five industrial revolution? They are praying for 5 industrial revolution. You are praying for peace and unity. How do you think that you are going to transition into where or compete in the global stage when you continue to pray for peace and unity? Continue to fool yourself that your strength lies in your diversity and size. There is nothing like that. There are many countries that is not even 1/3 of Nigeria. Even Biafrans, we are like, if we want to remove sentiment, we are up to 75 to 80 million Biafrans. Biafrans alone. The country that is not even 1/3 of us, they are very very big in economy. Their GDP is actually bigger than the GDP of 200 million people in Nigeria. You will begin to tell yourself, why is it they continue to advise you that your diversity is your strength, your size is your strength? There is nothing like your size is your strength. If you believe that size is your strength, let this division happen so that it will eliminate that structure that is actually bringing all these problems. It will eliminate it. Now, when the division occur, we are Biafrans. Oduduwas are there. Ariwas are there. Now, let's build a common ground that will still make that size. work for you. And it can only happen when you do it in peace. If you do it in peace, common ground, you can actually create an open border policy. When you have an open border policy, which is, I will be able to go to the Oduduwa land, I do my business, go to Arewa land, I do my business, but knowing that I am from Biafra land. There is nothing, you will not come into my border with your cow without actually my knowledge. You will not come into my border to destroy the farmland of others. When you know that food supply, we have insufficient food supply within that region, the ones who are farming, you are discouraging them by bringing Fulani cow to destroy their farmland, by bringing Fulani to kill them in their land while they are actually doing their farming. How is this your strength? This diversity, how is it your strength? Our ethnicity difference or differences is never our strength. It is our downfall. The best thing is for us to go and do our things in our own way. We need to go back to the status quo. And the only way we can go back to the status quo is to destroy that structure. That structure is your problem. That structure is your killing machine. That structure is those, there is no way you will get a good leadership from that structure. Now, I want us to now do something. How many states? For those of you, how many states, is in the northern Nigeria? How many states is in the northern Nigeria? I didn't plan for this, but let's try to do it. How many states is in the northern Nigeria? It is 19 states, right? 19 states in the northern Nigeria. Where is my pen? Let us do something quickly before we call it a day, because I am actually bringing this program to an end. In the next few minutes, we are going to call it a day. We have 19 states. Okay, thank you very much, Python. We have 19 states in the northern Nigeria. How many states is in the western? Is in the west? Is it? Yeah, in the west, southwest. Let's call it southwest. How many states do we have in the southwest? How many states is in the southwest? Now, we will get, how many? I did not say show me the states. I want to see how many states is in the south. How many states is in the Oduduwa land? The north is 19. The southwest, how many states is in the southwest? Is there anybody here who knows how many states is in the southwest? I want you to answer it, please. How many states is in the southwest? Remember, we have 36 states as in that zoo. You have 36 states. In that 36 states, and in the northern Nigeria alone, you have 19. In the northern Nigeria alone, you have 19. 36 minus 19. 17 left. Are you paying attention? 19, 17 left. Oh, thank you, Python. You are correct. 6 states is in the southwest. 6 states is in the southwest. Now, how many states is in the east? Is in the southeast? Let's just break it the way the illiterates actually created them. Let's break it the way the illiterates created them. Now, it means that if you minus 6 from 17, it gives you now 11 states left, which is South, South, Southwest are sharing 11. Sorry, South, South, so-called South, South, and Southeast, they are sharing 11, which is 5 here, 6 there. Now, we're now coming to now the parliament voting. Thank you very much. We're now coming to the parliament voting. Since your size and your diversity is your strength, let us now come into the parliament, or the Senate, House of Senate. If House of Senate is going to provide 17, you know, do you okay? If it is a if it is representative from this north, the northern representative, if they have 17 representatives, now they do have 6 representatives, and they come to the east, they even actually divided it. East, southeast have 5 representatives, the other one have 6 representatives. Now they come a voting in the parliament. There come a voting from each state. This state voting. There come a voting. Now, of course, the North vote for themselves. If the North stand on their own like this, do you still need to vote to the South? Do you still need to vote? You have 17 minus 36. It gives, no, 19 minus 36, it gives you 17. So you are sharing 17 states, the South, the whole of South, while the North is sharing 19. If they vote, it gives you Florex victory. If they have to, all these states vote for the North, it is Florex victory. But you cannot even say, because I am putting the whole South together now. Okay, now let's bring it to this obedient movement. Let's bring it to obedient movement. Let's actually contextualize it with obedient movement. Now, you will now find people who are saying Peter Obi need to go there to restructure the country. Peter Obi need to go there to add a referendum. Peter Obi need to go there to do this and do that. Have you asked yourself, in terms of the voting power, who has the voting power? The people who has the voting power are the same people. It is not because their population is more than yours. It is not because when it comes to now general votes that they will outshine you in general vote. But when it comes to this, executive voting, legislative voting, you will find out that you have none. Inside this 17, inside this 19 states, there are how many local government inside that 19 states? Of course, it will produce more local government. So if you want to now come in, okay, you said 200 local government. If you want to now come in to now vote in your legislature, when these people, they are still going to outshine you. So what is it that you are clamoring for? Peter Obi, Peter Obi, Peter Obi. He is going to do this, he's going to do that. Inequality will stop, marginalization will stop. Let that marginalization stop by disintegration, because you will never stop it. The people who are on the benefiting end of this wicked amalgamation done by Britain, it is the same people who have the voting power when it comes to legislature, executive, and all that. They have the voting power. So how will Peter Obi now, who is going to support Peter Obi in restructuring Nigeria, when if he can move the motion to restructure, he is the president, of course, only if he is going to become a dictator. The only way he is going to achieve that is being a dictator. True or false? Those of the young people who are watching, who knows politics, you will understand. It is only when he make himself a dictator, that is the only way he will be able to achieve what you people are clamoring for in that southeast area, or in that south, so-called south area, which does not exist, or in the west area. So who has the vote. Only the North will take you, all of you out. So tell yourself the truth. Stop beating around the bush. They will always tell you half of the story. They will never narrate the story in a way that you will understand it. If I am to say in opinion, if there is no agitation, nothing and everything, if I have to choose a candidate that is better than others, is not the best candidate, that is better than the ones that are in line, I will say Obi. But if he goes there, that structure that is rooted in corruption, deceit, criminality will never allow him to do anything because he does not have the voting power. The people behind him in that structure he has insufficient voting right or voting power to be able to maneuver this principle that is laid to show you that Britain, what they did in that contraption, they they did it when you I believe we are having they're bringing constraints to this program because we are hitting them hard. We are speaking it the way it is. We don't act, the reason why Facebook does not like me and will never like me because I don't paint my words. I am here to speak the truth. That is exactly the reason why Facebook will not like me. I am here to speak the truth the way it is. I am not here to look for politically correctness. If I make a mistake, I know that I make a mistake. I'm an individual. I am bound to make a mistake. I am not computer. Meanwhile, this is a live presentation. There are some things that will come up that is not even prepared. I did not prepare to talk about them, but that is where the precept leads me. I have to talk about them. So we will continue. There is no way we are going to actually leave any stone unturned because Facebook does not want us to preach this gospel. We will continue, or YouTube does not want us to preach this gospel. The same way I asked the owner of Facebook, Mike Zuckerberg, your people suffered the Holocaust. Our people suffer the same fate. You are now not allowing us to talk or to air our problem because you have grown complicit. You have grown complicit. Everything that concerns the European and the Western world must be talked about without any, when the Ukraine president comes to talk, everyone is listening because he's in the West. When Africa people come to air their problem and their challenges, it becomes a problem. They will restrict the distribution. But if we come here to fight one another, they will increase the distribution because they promote self-hate. Facebook promotes self-hate. YouTube promotes self-hate. They don't promote freedom for all. That's what they do. And I don't care. The only thing they will do, they block the page. We continue where we will continue and we create another one. That is how it is. You see, this world is full of fraud and corruption. Fraudulent people from the West. They are so scared that if a black man rises up today, they are going to actually do to them what they did to black people. But they have no idea we don't have a history of maltreating white people. We do not have that history. You have the history of killing black people. You have the history of, destroying the life of black people constructively. You have that history. We do not have that history. Maybe we have history of fighting one another, and we are trying to curb that problem amongst ourselves. You do not want us to curb it. You promote us when we are fighting one another. When we are now bringing up our real problem, you now suppress our voice from being heard. you know, the most important thing is that I see our white folks coming as a refugee in Africa. Each time I close my eyes, I see them coming as a refugee in Africa. And what is written is written. Instead of my word not to come to pass, let heaven and earth cease to exist. That is the word of the scripture. It is going to happen if they continue in this way, in this manner that they are treating us. We are human beings and we deserve better. We have never killed white people. We have never waged war against them. They come from where they come from. They oppressed us. They took away our inheritance, our identity, our culture, everything. They stole it from us. And they expect us not to talk. No, this is self-awakening. This is time of awakening. You can't help it. You can't stop it. You can't stop the fire from burning. It will continue to burn until it consumes this self-hate that we have for each other. Now let's go back to what we are talking about. Nigeria can never work if it remains together. Don't be fooled by people who speak English. Your diversity is in is your strength. There is no such thing. There is no such thing. We need to change the way we are doing it. Destruction of that principle, that structure. There is no one who is going to thrive as a leader in that Nigeria. The real people who were handed Nigeria over to, give them gun and bullet. They have how many? 19 states. And they shared 17 amongst all in the south. And you believe that somebody will just root up from the south and they will change things overnight. That is the reason why I will continue to tell you that your downfall is that structure called Nigeria. It is British enclave called Nigeria. That is your downfall. If we can get it right in that contraption called Nigeria, we will get it right in Africa. Because Britain knows that we are the peculiar people. We are the people who will realize. We are the people who will wake others up. That is the reason why they encroached us with Fulani. They now make sure that covered our destiny. Covered our destiny not to move. We will go out there, we will develop other places, we will not be able to develop ourselves. We will go out there, we will make it individually. But you see Europeans, they'll have European Union, they have this union, African Union. Will you be able to come together and make it? Mama Gaddafi brought an initiative that will help you to thrive. You people are in cahoot of it that killed him. You allowed Obama to fly a plane to come and kill him. You did not speak about it. It's not being discussed in African Union. That rather it is being discussed individually because you were actually projected not to ever do something together. You will not be able to do it together. The greatest fear of European is seeing Biafra being together. That is the reason why, through their initiative, Autopilot was created and planted among us to continue to divide us. You have no idea. Who introduced divide and rule strategy? Who introduced divide and rule strategy? The same people who created Nigeria. Now let me show you those whom you think that they will ever love you. For those of your leaders and all that, you will think that these people will ever in this earth love you. They will never. Let me show you something. I want to show you something.
Here is the African News Update. Africa-wide. Africa.
I don't know if you are hearing this this video that I am playing to you. The video I am playing to you now is your new crown prince of Britain. That is your new crown prince of Britain that you are seeing in that video. He started his own move with racism. Now I want to show you, for you to see that black people is hated all over the world. They will never ever love you. Now, okay, so you say it's coming out clearly. Let's continue. Pay attention to it.
Africans furious after British king ignores shaking black man's hand, highlighting racism among the British royals. A viral video of King Charles III has ignited debate on social media, highlighting issues regarding the monarch and racism. In the video, the king can be seen shaking the hands of mourners who came to pay their respects to Queen Elizabeth II. However, a particular incident which the king shook every hand that came his way, except that of an adult black male of African heritage waiting in the crowd, has provoked conflicting emotions among Africans. The monarch allegedly skipped over and ignored the handshake from the African before shaking all the other white hands after him. According to media reports, all other African presidents also traveled
Now, did you see what we are talking about? Is it somebody who refused to shake your hand? Shake every other white people in that line. When it comes to those black people standing there, he actually jumped them. That these black people, this is exactly what you're saying. You are forcing their relationship, you are forcing their friendship, you are forcing it. You see, the black people have to now bring their hands, force his hand to shake them. They have to force him to shake him. Instead of walking out of that place, telling him, go to hell. You must go to hell. Walk out of that place. You don't need to force him to shake you. His hands is not going to put food on your table. It's going to put food, curse on your destiny. That is actually what it does. Now, let me show you again. Let me show you. Let me actually bring it
to
to
the
the full screen.
funeral on the same bus, while US President Joe Biden and other G7 presidents arrived with their entire presidential escorts and motorcades. Many social media users criticized the king for his discriminatory action, with most users calling out the king.
They will start dishing you out of this program. Do not allow it. When they dish you out, bring yourself back up. If they dish you out, bring yourself back up. That is what they do. But we are here. Let's continue.
King's actions as racist. It wasn't long ago that Prince Harry and Meghan claimed members of the British royal family had made overtly racist comments about the skin color of their firstborn child. The implication was clear that there was concern at the heart of the monarchy over how a baby who may look different from the rest of the family because of his biracial mother would fit in. Recent unearthed documents buried in the UK National Archives.
Now, let me leave it here. Let me leave it here. The only reason why I highlighted that is for you to see you are begging a relationship, you are begging a friendship from people whom their mind is as dirty as. You know, let me tell you about this Britain who created you and tell you your diversity lies in your strength or your strength lies in your diversity. Let me tell you a little story about them. Or let me make actually, let me just create some illustration about them. I want you to know, there is an adage that says love is blind. Love is blind in the eyes of the beholder or the holder. Now, I want you now to know that love is blind is not when it comes to British people. Love is blind is not when it comes to that, British monarch. Let your love be blind in the outside there in where you are, but not when it comes to Britain. For you to get as a black person to actually get to marry a British white person. That is the reason why you find so many people who are, there. They marry Ndagadi wine. They marry old woman because that is the only people who will agree to marry them. That is how it is. The same thing inside the monarch. Prince Harry married someone that is non-white. She is not fully black. Oh, she's just non-white. You see how he is being ostracized. You see how he is being treated. That love is blind, which they are the ones who introduce it to you. It's not when it comes to monarch or Britain. It is different. Everything, natural things is different for them. That's it. So it is time for our African brothers and sisters to retrace themselves. Hating one another, trying to bring another down to rise up is not something that is going to help you or curb your problem. You are criminal trying to steal cell phones, trying to steal motorbike, trying to steal cars, trying to steal all these things. In Africa, you are not these people. That is the reason why when they see you doing all this small crime, they are allergic to small crime. These people, they steal nations, for goodness sake. So when they see you committing all these small crimes, they see you as an idiot. They see you as a stupid idiot. That is the reason why now they will use the same color of paint to paint every other person. Because you are stealing bicycle, stealing cell phone, stealing cars, stealing money. Them, they steal nation, including the fullness of it. Why would they regard you as a human being? Because you have a small dream, you have a small vision, you like paper, you like that paper money. Once they show you paper, flash it in your eye, in your face, you sell yourself, you sell your brother, you sell your vote. Just like what you were grappling with today, the infiltration. It is all about money. Don't forget, COVID-19 rendered so many of them unemployed. COVID-19 rendered them useless. They have nothing else to do. They sell Mazen Namdekan. They now start using IPOB to raise funds every day because COVID-19 did not treat them well. If you look deep into the reason why they are doing what they are doing, they want to recover from COVID-19 because COVID-19, if Simon told you that he is a lawyer, immigration lawyer, COVID-19 made there is no movement, there is no making of visa, there is no stealing money from people in the name of visa because no one is willing to travel because there is travel restriction. That's high. That is the reason why he actually turned around and start being against the struggle. And this is as a result of the oppression of black man. Their eyes is only on the money. They are not on the growth, but they are on the money, on the cash. Once they look at their bank account, they see some millions there. They are satisfied. That's why they are not projected to think about the future generation. That is the reason why you will see your leaders today. They will make all the money they will make, live all luxurious life they will live, buy all the type of mansion they will buy in Dubai. But when they come home, they have to go with security because the evil that men do will dwell with them. When they go back to Africa, where they are originated from, what they are going to see there is insecurity. They have to now bring security, pay security to be with them. They will not walk alone. But this is exactly the insecurity they created by looting the country to zero. You see how the self-hate works. You hate yourself. That is the reason why you cannot build a good road. And tomorrow you will drive and have accident, even with your entourage. You're not going to fly into your bedroom or into your house. You fly and leave your plane in your field or in your airport. Then you have to drive in that same infrastructure that you left and they got rotten. You have to breathe in this all this generator that is giving you electricity. You have to continue to compromise your health when you go back to that place where you have looted to zero, because evil you do will always dwell with you. That is where I am going to leave it here. We are fighting to restore Biafra. It is Biafra or nothing. So if they want to use Obi to confuse the narrative, tell them that Obi is not going to do it. I'm not against him, and I am not even going to support boycott of election in Biafra land. Anybody who want to support it on their own, you must know that there is something that they are trying to achieve. They are giving money by the opposition party. Just like Simon Ekpa, basically, specifically about him. Anambra state election, he charged 1 billion naira. He charged opposition party in Anambra state, APC-led candidate. He charged him, he proposed 1 billion naira to boycott Anambra election because APC is in power. Automatically, they will place them there and declare state of emergency, probably. That is exactly, I believe it is where he is heading this time around. I'm still following him. I don't hear him again saying no election in Biafra land. Don't be surprised he will say it this evening because I have spoken. Because he will claim he does not listen to me. Who doesn't listen to me? He listened. But the reason why he cannot talk or challenge it, because he knows that everything I speak is fact. I told you use your money to buy himself Mercedes in Finland. Mercedes in Finland. I told you he is not a military, he's a conscript. I told you he's not a lawyer. So all these things I have told you. Did he come to challenge it? Because you know it's facts. They are all factual information. We don't lie to actually prove a point. We tell you the way it is. So those of you, I have given you all these things. That is he is a product of self-hate. He's a product of Nigeria structure, a product of Nigeria politics, the most corruptible country, the most corrupted country in the world, and masterminded by the Britain. Let's leave it here until we meet again. Stay safe, stay informed. We need to go back to the status quo if you want to get it right. Bye for now.